Good afternoon, this is Gino show, and I have an individual that I know him for many, many years. But before I ask him to tell me a story, I will tell you a little story of myself because it's very important. I happen to be in Westford, and a friend, we're supposed to meet at the Pam Solka Baker Extraordinary. They call Muffin on Main Street. And the thing is right here, and it says, meet me at the Muffin Main. And such a nice lady. I thought it was open, and she recognized me, and she says, what's the matter? Are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm very thirsty, and I'm a little hungry. I'm supposed to meet an individual, and he came 15 minutes after that, but I didn't want to bother anybody. She said, not to worry. You come inside, and you get what you need. You sit down, relax. I said, thank you. And I said to her, I'm going to mention on my TV, it's because you're such a nice lady, and you were kind enough to let me in and have my glass of water and a muffin. I was sort of a little bit hungry. But such a nice people there, and if you go, you will enjoy this. She makes very good muffin. Actually, I'm the only place that I eat muffin when I need some. I go there in Westford. And I told him, said, I got to go now in 10 minutes because I have a friend that will come in Acton, and he's going to tell me a story. I'm a Rotarian, he's a Rotarian, and he's going to tell you the story that we need a lot of volunteers. Am I correct, sir?
That's right,
okay,
Gino.
I wanted to say thank you for listening to my problem, and it was a nice problem. But now I have an individual that will explain why he's here. And your name, Jim, would you tell me a story?
Yes, I will tell you. It's Jim Barisano, as you know, and we've been together for many years in the Rotary Club.
Yeah, yes, we do.
I've lost track of how many years, 25 years maybe?
I'm in a Rotary 34 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind that, maybe 30 or so. Yeah, we have coming up on July 23rd, and I believe it's, I want to say 12th annual?
Yes.
Appleman Triathlon. And it's right in Littleton on Long Lake, but it does come into Acton.
Yes.
The guys on the bicycles do come on, you get onto Newtown Road and go into Acton for a piece of the bike race. And if anyone's familiar with triathlons, you know, it's swimming, biking, and running.
Yes.
And you can do a duathlon, which would be two of those. Might just be, if you don't swim, you might just run and bike.
Right.
And so we get about 300 participants. It's been as high as 500, but it averages around 3. It's coming back little by little after the COVID.
After COVID, yes.
Yeah. Yes. And it's very well sponsored by area sponsors, and that money, 100% of that money goes back into the area communities.
Yes.
The various charities and civic groups, you know, Loaves and Fishes and things like that, Boy Scouts and things of that nature. So the reason why I wanted to come by your show today, Gino, was really to see if we could get some volunteers from the Acton area.
Yes.
It takes about 120 volunteers, in addition to the Rotary Club and all the members of the Rotary Club, about 30 of us, to actually put this on. And we always get volunteers, and fortunately, we're very fortunate. People are very generous here in Acton and in Littleton. And in
Westford, too.
In Westford, and come out and help out. And that's really important. It actually starts on Saturday evening when we're setting everything up. We have to set up all the bike racks and get the buoys out on the lake and just get the whole area, get tents set up and things of that nature. So it's actually a 2-day event. And then Sunday morning we're there around 6 a.m. and it goes to about noon. By noon, we're done. We're cleaning up, put everything away, and the beach is open to the general public.
Yes.
So that's pretty much the way it goes. And I did bring along sort of a crib sheet of the various volunteers we need. If you don't mind, I'll just rattle off a few.
You go ahead and
Judy Grandy,
do your reading, okay?
Yeah, Judy Grandy, the longstanding Rotarian, put together a nice list for me. And actually put it out on the internet so we could get some volunteers.
Yeah, go ahead. Read it so they can understand.
Yeah, sure. So actually it starts on Wednesday, July 19th. We need volunteers to put out flyers in the neighborhood. And the reason for that is we got to warn people that the roads are going to be blocked off.
Yes.
And there are going to be people on bicycles
Yes.
riding around at high speed. So we put flyers in the mailboxes. So that starts on Wednesday, and we need 6 to 8 volunteers for that, and 2 per vehicle. One's driving and one's reaching in the mailbox. And then on Saturday, as I mentioned, on July 22nd, we need a lot of strong volunteers.
What time?
Well, let's see.
Like 8 o'clock, I think, isn't it?
Or
7.
What? She didn't put the time down there, but I remember it was in the early evening, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're saying, we're like 5 o'clock or something?
Yes.
And we do feed them. And you're putting up fencing and signs and tents and storage barn on Wilderness Road. There's a whole bunch of stuff that has to get set up the day in advance. And then, of course, Saturday is the big day. And Sunday's the big day in that we need people to give out the T-shirts, the swag bags, etc. So it's quite an endeavor. We need people to help with the signage, and then when the event actually happens, we need if you happen to be a lifeguard, you may be able to help out in the boats. You can help direct the traffic of the runners and the bicyclists on the various routes. And there's something there for just about anybody who wants to help out. It's a pretty amazing day and a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
If you're a Boy Scout, for instance, and you're looking for a service project, it'll get you some points towards your service project. So that's one of the things that makes it very valuable. And if you're just a person who wants to be of help, to help raise some money for charity, this is a way to do it. So,
we are very lucky.
Yeah.
So far.
And we've always had good weather. The weather's not great lately, but in all these years that we've done this event,
it was beautiful weather.
We've never been rained out.
No, I think somebody's watching over us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We have the angel. Yeah.
And some of you may know who Rick and Dick Hoyt were. Dick Hoyt was the dad, and Rick was the son. And Rick was born handicapped, and he asked his dad if he could participate in the marathon. They started with the marathon, and then they started doing triathlons. And they actually, in our very first triathlon, they both came out, and he pushed his son Rick in his wheelchair through the entire race.
I know, yeah.
They went. There's a trail, part of the run portion of the race takes them on the Two Brothers Trail, which is actually a wooded area in a conservation land in Littleton, and he pushed them all the way through there in the wheelchair. It was pretty amazing. They've both since passed away, sadly, sad to say. But this year we are dedicating the race to Millie McGovern.
Yes.
Millie was a longtime Littleton resident. She was a police officer. She used to direct traffic down by Littleton High School for many, many years, and Littleton Rotarian for many years, and a good soul. She passed away a few months ago, and we're going to dedicate this race to her. She and her husband lived in Littleton all their lives. Actually, her parents and her grandparents were in Littleton as well. Yeah. So the race is going to be in honor of Millie. And as I said, we're going to have about 300 participants. And there are all kinds of participants, by the way. Everything from people who just want to get out there and get a little bit of exercise to people who do triathlons all over the area and sometimes all over the country.
Right.
We've had people come in from out in the west, from Colorado. We've had people from down south. So you get a really nice cross-cut of people. And
several people come from New Hampshire, too?
Yeah, oh yeah, they get a lot coming down from New Hampshire. And, of course, a lot of people from Acton and Littleton and Westford.
Yeah.
So it's a good turnout, and it's a lot of fun for everybody. I'll be there announcing, and when the participants cross the finish line, I'll be saying, "You are an Appleman." Congratulations, so-and-so. You are an Appleman.
So, I know. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And this is all, destiny for helping other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Every year we do that. Every year.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's,
we have a good time with it. Did you have any other questions for me, Gino?
yeah, the question is, I also will mention it because we are in Acton, Boxborough, Rotary. Maybe might get some
Oh yeah.
volunteer from there.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
And then when I go to Westford, I'll see if I can bring you there. Maybe we can get some volunteer from Westford too, because Rotary is like a family.
Yep.
We help each other. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And the more we have, the faster and the best way will come to the end.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, we're all there are various towns, but it's really all part of that whole Neshoba Valley environment.
Valley, yes.
I mean, I lived in Acton. I've had businesses in Acton. I'm out in Groton now, but I'm still a member of the Littleton Rotary Club.
Yes, you're right.
This whole region has
Yeah.
its own personality and flavor and nice people.
Nice
Good people.
We are very lucky, really, really.
Yeah.
Lucky. It's like being in the middle of a big family.
It is. That's right. That's exactly right, Gino.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Is there anything else would you like to tell me?
We will feed the volunteers on Saturday night. We usually have like pizza and macaroni and stuff like that.
Littleton Sub Shop, right?
Yeah,
From
we
Sub
should
Shop.
give them a plug. And we have various sponsors who help out. In fact, a lot of the money comes from sponsors. We have the
Yes.
participant fees,
Yes.
but we also get a tremendous amount of support from the various sponsors, like the Point. Sam over there is a big helper. He puts it
Actually, why don't you mention it? If they like to have it, I have some in the car. I was wondering if they like to have that particular page, so they can donate some money.
Oh, yeah, you can do that as well. If you have a business here in town, you could reach out to the Littleton Rotary Club and make a donation. We have the sponsor sheets.
And it's all deductible because there's a donation.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It's deductible. So that's another way to help out. If you can't be an actual physical supporter and volunteer, you could just write a check. Yeah, that's another way to do it.
Yeah.
So it's a great community-wide event for the entire area, and we're 12 years into it. It was started, and the way things start in Rotary, if people back at home don't know much about this, but if you're a Rotarian, you can just raise your hand and say, I have an idea for a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And there was a time when we ran car shows because I'm in that side of the
Yeah.
business, and
I remember
it
that.
went pretty well. We did one over at Kimball's.
Yeah.
And we raised a few bucks with that, but it was a lot of work. But the way the triathlon started was with Mark Saucier.
Yes.
And Mark is a track instructor over at Littleton High School. And he raised his hand. He was a new member, raised his hand and said, I have an idea for a fundraiser. Told us all about the triathlon. And we said, hey, let's give it a try.
And that was very well.
Yeah, and it's been a success every year.
Yeah, every
We
year.
raise many thousands of dollars, and all that money goes right back into the community.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
In fact, Rotary International requires that you not hold on to any of that money. You got to put it back into the community, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
So, and when I say community, I mean not only the immediate community, but the region and even worldwide. I mean, we've paid for shelter boxes that have been sent to Turkey, for instance,
Yep.
because of earthquakes and
Yeah.
people lost their homes. So almost anywhere in the world can be affected by a little old club like
Yeah.
the Littleton Rotary Club. So you
And
just
we
never
help
know.
each other.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, it's a very good organization.
Yep,
Very nice. Just like a big family. That's what it is.
that's right.
Yeah.
And you go to a lot of meetings, and you visit a lot of the clubs, and you're always welcomed as like a brother,
Yep.
and it's nice. I mean, I've been to a few. I was one over in Budapest. I went to one over in Budapest. It was very nice. I went to one in Moscow, back when we were getting along with the Russians. And you can go to one anywhere in the country, of course. So
Yeah.
virtually, there's one in almost every town.
That is true.
Some towns have multiple clubs.
Right. I go to Arizona, and when they see me, they close the door, and they see me coming. They says, "Don't open the door. Gino's a troublemaker. He always wants some money to donate it to the people." I said, "We need it to help out a small town." They don't realize that everything I raise, it goes to Arizona. I dance, they raise money so I can help the seniors,
Sure.
and they can have a meal for 3 or 4 months, and they don't have to pay any money.
Yeah, that's nice.
Don't open that door. And then the Sergio Varma said, "It's time now to release and let him come in." He comes here and he's welcome just like a member of the family. And everybody says, "He is?"
That's nice. That's nice. When you were over in Italy, did you visit a Rotary
I
Club?
went to, actually, it's true. My mom, my sister and my wife, she says, "Now you go to Rotary everywhere. Now we are in Italy. Can you go?" Sure, I can go. The question is, I went to the meeting, and where they were meeting, and that week prior, they moved to another town.
Oh, so you missed the meeting. Huh?
They had a problem with the restaurants,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they moved to another town. So I was not able to meet
Oh, that's too bad.
those people. But eventually, next time, I'll be better lucky.
Yeah. Well, we've had that issue in Littleton. We go over to Il Forno,
Yeah, you're right.
but if they have some sort of a reception there,
And we can't go.
We get bumped.
We get bumped.
So this week we're going over to Littleton Littleton
The
Fire Department.
Fire department.
Right.
Yeah, they're nice people. I'm going to see if I can get some pizza for the fire department.
Yeah. 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 Having a good place to meet is important for any club.
Very important, yes.
Yeah. It's like anything.
And most people, and most even restaurants, we go to the police to a meeting sometime. We go to the fire department sometime, and sometime we go. All depends. Like Al Forno,
Sure.
if they don't have any other activity, we are welcome.
Yep.
So everybody's trying to help us out, and
Yeah. Well, because we're trying to help them and they
right,
help us.
They help us, yeah, and we don't get paid for it. Everything we do is volunteer work, so many people don't understand that, but we do because we like to help other people.
So, back to the volunteers, as you said.
Yeah.
And Judy put together a real nice list for us. As with any race, I don't know if any of you back home have participated in the marathon, where you're standing on the sideline and you're handing out water to people
Yeah.
running by. We have the same deal.
Yeah,
So you're trying to help the bicyclists and the runners. If it's a particularly hot day, water's so important.
very important.
So you might find yourself doing that. There are a lot of ways to help.
Oh, yeah,
So
everybody that's there, they help, and without their help, we won't be able to succeed.
well, thank you, Gino, for having me on the show.
I wanted to say thank you to the people that are going to be watching, and I hope they will relate it to other friends. And if they like to come to Littleton, they might enjoy it, because there's going to be a lot of people, and maybe somebody might have extra bicycle. They will come from Acton, you know what I mean? And maybe some volunteers, some people they like to participate at triathlon, and they will enjoy it very much. We appreciate so much, and I wanted to say thank you for watching Gino's show, and thank you for my friend that was able to come and meet me here so he can tell me a story. And I will see you again maybe next week. And God bless you. Have a good day.